How's it going, fellow Detroit Red Wings fans? So, in this past NHL draft, the Detroit Red Wings were fortunate enough to have 2 first-round draft picks, thanks to a trade with the Washington Capitals. Regardless, they ended up with the 6th overall selection and traded the Washington draft pick to move up to the 15th overall selection, where Yzerman selected Simon Edvinsson at 6, and we made a video about him that you can check out, and then selected the 6'6" goaltender Sebastian Cossa at 15th overall, which shocked a lot of people because there was another goalie that a good amount of people had over Cossa. His name is Jesper Wallstedt, and we will get into that in a second, but first, I want to thank Jonathan Hodges. We hit the 1,000 subscriber mark about 2.5 months ago, and want to start thanking you guys for making the Red Wing Nation community a community. So, if you want to get a shout out, make sure you subscribe and join this wonderful channel. Back to Cossa, the 6'6", 209-pound goaltender, after being selected, had more hype than arguably Edvinsson, who was selected at 6. He had just came out of a dominating WHL season with the Edmonton Oil Kings, where he went 17-1-1 in 19 games played, recording a 1.57 goals against average and a .941 save percentage. Recording a season up there with the best of the best that has come through the WHL system. After being drafted, Sebastian Cossa was signed to an entry-level contract, and then he joined the Red Wings prospect team. He only played 1 game in the prospect tournament, and unfortunately got blown up, letting in 5 goals against the St. Louis Blues prospect tournament team. Obviously, fans were a tad disappointed, along with Cossa himself. The thing is, the reason he had to claw his way up to being the top goaltender prospect in the draft, even though he had a 17-1-1 record, was he was playing on a top-tier team with a top-tier defense. So scouts weren't sure if the success was from Cossa or the defense. Needless to say, it was hard to identify weaknesses with Cossa. Him losing this bad will give Detroit and their development team a lot to work with in terms of improving weak skills, whether it be rebound control, positioning, tracking, etc. Now, Cossa's name will always have some tie to the considered top goalie prospect, and whether or not Yzerman made the right decision. Currently, Wallstedt sits at 1.88 goals against average, a .91 save percentage in 14 games played with Luleå in the SHL. Now, I do have to admit, those are pretty good numbers for a 19-year-old in the SHL. But he does sport an 8-6 record, and last season he recorded a .871 save percentage after earning the starting job in the regular season. Now, for what Cossa has done this season, currently he has a 2.15 goals against average and a .929 save percentage in 16 WHL games, rocking a 10-3-3 record. His save percentage is good enough to tie for 3rd in the league for goaltending. Now, obviously, his junior team, the Edmonton Oil Kings, has lost some steam after last season, and Cossa is feeling some of those effects, but I'm more curious as to how Cossa will perform in the WHL and CHL playoffs, not to mention the World Junior Championships that will happen next month. I'm not too worried about his regular season play. We know he can be an absolute beast in the regular season. I'm more curious how he will play when the games start to really matter, and there's a lot more pressure on him to make every save. Let us know down below, what do you guys think of Sebastian Cossa? Red Wing Nation was designed to be a community of Red Wings fans that can come together and talk about all things Red Wings. If you like this video, make sure you drop a like, and lastly, if you are a Red Wings fan, if you are a hockey fan, if you are just a great person, make sure you subscribe and join this wonderful channel. And until next time, lights on the Red Light District.